Let me ask you a simple question. Why are you not peaceful right now? In this very moment, what is disturbing your peace? Is it your job, your relationships, your bank account, your future, your past? Here is the truth that will shake you. Nothing outside of you is disturbing your peace. The disturbance is happening within you. And this changes everything. Stay with me. What I'm about to share will transform how you experience life itself. Most people spend their entire lives trying to arrange the world so they can be peaceful. They think, if only I had more money, then I'll be peaceful. If only I had the right partner, then I'll be peaceful. If only people behave the way I want them to, then I'll be peaceful. This is the greatest trap, because the world will never be exactly as you want it. Never. The moment you fix one thing, something else will arise. You get the job, then you worry about keeping it. You find the partner, then you worry about losing them. You make the money, then you worry about making more. Sadhguru speaks about this in his book Inner Engineering. He says something profound. He says that peace is not something you need to create. Peace is your natural state, but you have disturbed it. You have disturbed it with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your constant mental activity. Think about this. When you were born, were you disturbed? No. You were completely at peace. A baby sleeps peacefully. A baby laughs without reason. A baby cries when needed and immediately returns to peace. What happened between then and now? You accumulated. You accumulated thoughts. You accumulated beliefs. You accumulated identities. You accumulated wounds. You accumulated opinions about how life should be. And all of this accumulation is blocking your natural state of peace. So what is the first principle of inner peace? It is this. Stop identifying with your mind. Most people think they are their thoughts. When a thought comes, they believe it. When an emotion arises, they become it. When a memory surfaces, they relive it. But Sadhguru asks a beautiful question. If you can observe your thoughts, then who is doing the observing? If you can watch your emotions, then who is the watcher? If you are aware of your mind, then clearly you are not the mind. You are something beyond it. This is what the ancient yogis discovered thousands of years ago. They called it the witness consciousness, the part of you that can simply observe without judgment, without reaction, without identification. Eckhart Tolle speaks about this in The Power of Now. He says the moment you start watching your thoughts, a higher level of consciousness becomes activated. You realize that there is a vast realm of intelligence beyond thought. And you also realize that the most important things in your life, love, joy, peace, creativity, arise from beyond the mind. But here is what most people miss. They try to stop their thoughts. They try to control their mind. And this creates more disturbance. Because the moment you fight with your mind, you have already identified with it. You cannot fight something unless you believe it has power over you. The key is not to fight. The key is to simply observe. Watch your thoughts like clouds passing in the sky. They come. They go. You remain. This is meditation, not some complicated practice. simply the art of watching without involvement. The second principle of inner peace is acceptance. Total acceptance of what is. Not resignation, not giving up, but acceptance. These are very different things. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning something extraordinary. He said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." What does this mean? It means you cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it. And the first step of a conscious response is acceptance. Accepting that this is what is happening right now. Most people resist reality. They argue with what is. They say, this should not be happening. This is not fair. This is wrong. Why me? And in that resistance, they create suffering, not pain. Pain is natural. Suffering is optional. Suffering is what happens when you resist pain. Sadhguru says something powerful. He says, if you resist, even a small thorn can feel like a sword. But if you accept, even a sword can feel like a thorn. Acceptance does not mean you like what is happening. It means you acknowledge the reality of this moment. And from that acknowledgement, you can respond consciously instead of reacting compulsively. The Bhagavad Gita teaches this beautifully. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, you have a right to perform your duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results, and never be attached to not doing your duty. What is this teaching? It is teaching acceptance of outcomes while remaining committed to action. Do what needs to be done. Give your best. But do not be attached to how things should turn out, because attachment to outcomes is the root of all anxiety. Think about this in your own life. When you are anxious, what are you anxious about? The future. An imagined future that has not happened yet. You are creating suffering about something that does not even exist. This is insanity, but everyone is doing it. The antidote is presence. Presence in this moment. Not in the story of what might happen. Not in the memory of what did happen, but in the living reality of what is happening right now. The third principle of inner peace is responsibility. Total responsibility, not blame. Responsibility. Again, these are very different. Blame says, someone else made me feel this way. Responsibility says, I am choosing to feel this way. Blame says, my circumstances control my state of being. Responsibility says, I control my response to circumstances. In the book Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, there is a powerful principle. He says, there are no bad teams, only bad leaders. When something goes wrong, the first question is not who is responsible. The first question is how am I responsible? This is not about guilt. Guilt is useless. Guilt keeps you stuck in the past. Responsibility empowers you to change your future. When you take responsibility for your inner state, you reclaim your power. Sadhguru says, if you take charge of your inner life, you have taken charge of your whole life, because what happens within you is entirely your making. No one else can make you angry. They can only trigger what is already within you. No one else can make you peaceful. They can only create conditions. But peace itself must come from within. This is perhaps the most liberating truth you will ever hear. You are not a victim of your mind. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your inner experience. And the moment you realize this, everything changes. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is 2,000 years old. The wisdom is timeless. The challenge is timeless, and the solution is timeless. The fourth principle of inner peace is detachment, not indifference. Detachment. These are profoundly different. Indifference means you do not care. Detachment means you care, but you are not controlled by the outcome. Indifference is cold. Detachment is freedom. The Bhagavad Gita speaks extensively about this. It calls it nishkama karma, action without attachment to fruits. Do your duty. Give your love. Offer your service. But do not demand specific results. Because the moment you demand, you have created bondage. Think about love. When you love someone with attachment, you suffer. Because attachment comes with expectations. You expect them to behave a certain way. You expect them to make you happy. You expect them to never leave. And when any of these expectations are not met, you suffer. But when you love with detachment, you are free. You love because it is your nature to love, not because you need something in return. This is the difference between need and love. Need is transaction. Love is overflow. Khalil Gibran wrote in The Prophet, "Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of heaven dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls." This is detachment. This is mature love. This is inner peace. Because you are not dependent on another for your peace. Your peace comes from within, and from that inner fullness you share. You do not take, you give. Not because you should, but because you are full. This applies to everything. Your work, your achievements, your possessions. Enjoy them. Work for them. Appreciate them. But do not make your peace dependent on them. Because everything in this world is temporary. Everything changes. Everything passes. But your inner peace can be permanent if you stop making it conditional. The fifth and final principle is awareness. Conscious awareness. Not thinking about life, but being aware of life as it happens. This is the foundation of everything. Sadhguru speaks about this extensively. He says, "The quality of your life is not determined by what you do, but by how aware you are when you are doing it." You can eat a simple meal with total awareness and experience bliss, or you can eat the finest food while lost in thought and experience nothing. This is the difference between living and merely existing. Most people are not truly alive. They are lost in their minds, lost in their past, lost in their future, lost in their problems, lost in their dramas. They are everywhere except here. They are everywhere except now. But life is happening now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now, your breath is happening now. Your heartbeat is happening now. The sensation of being alive is happening now. But if you are not aware, you miss it. You miss your own life. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist master, says, the present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. When you drink tea with full awareness, it becomes a sacred act. When you walk with full awareness, each step is a miracle. When you breathe with full awareness, you touch the infinite. This is not philosophy. This is practical wisdom. Because awareness is the key to everything. When you are aware of your thoughts, they lose their power over you. When you are aware of your emotions, you are no longer controlled by them. When you are aware of the present moment, anxiety about the future dissolves. When you are aware of your true nature, inner peace is natural. So let me bring this all together. The secret to inner peace is not found in changing your circumstances. It is found in changing your relationship with your circumstances. It is found in these 5 principles. Number 1, stop identifying with your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Number 2, accept what is. Stop resisting reality. Acceptance is not weakness. It is the foundation of conscious action. Number 3, take total responsibility. No one can disturb your peace unless you allow it. You are the master of your inner world. Number 4, practice detachment. Love life, enjoy life, but do not make your peace conditional on things being a certain way. And number 5, cultivate awareness. Be present, be conscious, be alive to this moment, because this moment is all you have, and it is enough. Sadhguru says, if you do not create a mess in your mind, there is no need for inner peace. You are peace. This is your natural state. You do not need to achieve it. You only need to stop disturbing it. So I leave you with one question, one invitation. In this very moment, right now, can you simply be? Not thinking about what you need to do, not worrying about what might happen, not replaying what did happen, just being aware, present, alive. Try it, even for 10 seconds. Just be. And in that being, you will find what you have been seeking all along. Not somewhere else, not at some other time, but here, now, within you. This is the secret to inner peace. It is not a secret. It has always been available. You just forgot to look within. This is RoxRise, where rocks become mountains, where seeking becomes finding, where you remember what you always were, peace itself. Now, be at peace.